Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica. This is going to be a channel for me to talk about things that are going on in the world, in particular news related to trans folks and trans rights. There's a lot of hard stuff happening. It's been bad for the last couple years and it's getting worse. My amazing, wonderful girlfriend suggested that I should start a YouTube channel and talk to people about it. I don't think anybody's going to want to listen, but here we are. Maybe it'll be a good opportunity to vent some and to process the things that are happening. I live in the South. I am a transplant. And things have been different. I knew that it was going to be a challenge moving down here. And it is. My state hates me. They've passed numerous pieces of anti-trans legislation. Right now, they're working on passing a bill that would make it so that for all governmental purposes, gender or sex or whatever term they choose to use is defined in terms of just the categories male and female, and that for each individual person, they fall into the category that their original birth certificate stated. This is pretty bad. This means, in effect, that it would not be legal to carry or maybe to give identification documents to somebody that did not reflect what was on their birth certificate. As yet, there's no plans, as far as I know, to criminalize and apply criminal penalties to people whose documentation does not match their original birth certificate. But nonetheless, if, and unfortunately probably when, this bill passes, the next time I go to update my driver's license, I will be violating that law. It's extra problematic because not everybody here has the privilege that I have of coming from a state where it's fairly easy to update your documentation. In my state of Tennessee, it is illegal. It's illegal. There is you can't update your birth certificate with your gender. I don't think you can even do it with your name. I'm not certain about that one. But you can't change the sex that's listed on your birth certificate. So if you were born in Tennessee, that is going to follow you around for the rest of your life. And so for folks who were born in Tennessee, they will not be able, if they haven't already, to update their driver's license, which means that every time they give someone identification, be it a police officer, a bartender, doesn't matter, anybody that they're giving their identification to, they are going to be outing themselves as transgender. Which is a safety issue, both literally in terms of physical safety, but it's also an issue of psychological and emotional safety. Since moving down here, at various times I have felt more and less like when I go out in the world, when I go to the grocery store, when I go out to eat, just by being there, especially a small town, I'm in danger, right? Like, I'm walking into a potential war zone. I don't feel safe. And that's with my identification all having the right letter on it, right? And my name, that's with having the privilege of most people, most of the time, not being aware that I'm trans. Not everybody has that privilege. They're working on a variety of legislation. It's in a variety of stages. I'll probably talk about some more of that in some later videos, but it could be worse. As bad as my state is right now, it could be so much worse. In Montana, they're, I believe, working on, I don't know if it's been signed yet or not, but they're working on a bill that would force anybody off their meds. They're doing the same thing in Tennessee, actually. The bill is in the works. Hasn't been passed. I don't think it's even out of committee. But there's a bill in Tennessee that says, unless you have jumped through or are about to start the process of jumping through when this happens, a long laundry list of hoops, including a bunch of screenings for a bunch of random stuff, like you have to have an autism screening is one. Unless you do all of these things, you can't receive treatment. You can't receive gender-affirming care. That's a fun one, by the way, because it implies that if you're autistic, you can't get treatment. You can't get care. And so Montana is very close to passing, or has already passed. I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm a little spacey. A bill that does basically the same thing, and it is forcing a ton of adults. Now I say a ton, we're a pretty small part of the population, but a ton of that subset off of their meds, which is awful. Obviously, it's wrong, but even medically, like, hormones are a big deal. They affect a lot, and if you just yank people off their meds, like, it's not good and it's not safe. A bunch of doctors in Montana have agreed. They came to speak at the hearing, and they, like 40 doctors, I think, agreed that this is going to result in a lot of deaths, including among children, but also among adults. Florida has a new law in the books that bans gender-affirming care for minors and allows the state to remove minors from their parents' homes if they have received gender-affirming care. So what they're saying is, if you're a kid who's trans, if you receive care, then you can be taken away from your parents. If you're a parent who has a kid that's trans, if you get them medical care, including, like, if you take them to another state where doctors are allowed to prescribe life-saving medications, the state can take your child away from you. And if you don't, the state's very likely going to take your child anyway, but they're going to take it if your child ends up killing themselves. Today, and what sort of prompted me to actually sit down and record something, I saw on social media somebody say that since her state doesn't care about her, she doesn't think she cares about herself anymore, and she's thinking very seriously about killing herself in protest of these bills, and in protest of what's happening there. I don't really know her. Casual acquaintances, very generously, but she is my sister, and they're killing her. And they're killing lots of us. And it's not that they don't care. At CPAC, a guy got up and called for the elimination of transgenderism from public life. A guy, an elected official, representative, I believe, in Florida, recently called us after the shooting here in Tennessee. He called us demons, and he called us monsters. Someone else, I can't remember if it was Laura Ingraham or Marjorie Taylor Greene at this point, said that after that shooting, that hormone treatments, which are literally life-saving care for us, turn us into monsters. They call us abominations. They don't care that we're killing themselves. They don't care. Or I'm sorry, it's not that they don't care that we're killing ourselves. It's not that they don't care that we're hurting and suffering and dying. It's not that they don't care. That's how they want it. That's what they want. They want to eliminate us. Another day, I will elaborate on my political theory of everything that ties in why transphobia is a necessary component of the conservative mindset. I don't have the spoons for it today. They're killing us. They're going to keep killing us. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope that if you've watched this video through to this point, that you've learned something or taken some comfort from knowing that there's somebody else out there suffering the same things you are. Because we're not alone in this. It can feel like it, but we're not. Anyway, thanks for watching.